Today I'm going to give a talk. The name of the talk is How to Fulfil Parami in Daily Life. Do you know how to fulfill Parami? Why do we need to fulfill Parami? Or do you think that you need to fulfill Parami? What's your opinion? Some may think it is not necessary to fulfill Parami. I want to share all of you. Our Buddha, the omniscient Buddha, appeared in the world after fulfilling for incalculable and 100,000 eons. It is what all the bodhisattva, Buddha to be, need to fulfill. This is the shortest time among all the Buddhas. Those who fulfill Paramis to be a Buddha. There are three types of individuals who attain supreme Nibbana, who enlighten. Do you know who they are? There are three types of individuals who attain supreme Nibbana. Is there anybody who knows those who they are? I think there may be some those who know. Three types of individuals, those who can attain enlightenment. Who are they? They are omniscient Buddha, Sammasambuddha Buddha, Pacceka Buddha. What they translate Pacceka Buddha into private Buddha, silent Buddha, undeclared Buddha, solitary Buddha. Which one do you like? And there are many translations. I like solitary Buddha. It is second type of person or second type of individual who can attain supreme Nibbana. What is the third one? The disciples, Arahant, those who attain enlightenment, following the teachings of the Buddha. As you all know, the first one and the second one, they are self-enlightened ones. First one, in Pali it is said Sammasambuddha Buddha. In English, omniscient Buddha. Another type of individual, Pacceka Buddha, solitary Buddha. Both of them are self-enlightened ones. For Sammasambuddha Buddha, the omniscient Buddha, the knower of all, at least they need to fulfill for incalculable and 100,000 eons. Only after fulfilling for incalculable and 100,000 eons, it is the shortest period, shortest times for the Buddha to be a Buddha. Some other Buddhas, they need to fulfill 8 incalculable and 100,000 eons. Some they need to fulfill for 16 incalculable and 100,000 eons. But for our Buddha, Gautama Buddha, he fulfilled the paramis for 4 incalculable and 100,000 eons. How about the Pacceka Buddha? How long did he need to fulfill parami? 2 incalculable and 100,000 eons. After fulfilling 2 incalculable and 100,000 eons, they can enlighten, self-enlighten one. You all know Sammasambuddha Buddha and Pacceka Buddha, or the omniscient Buddha and solitary Buddha. They enlighten without the aid of any teachers. Yes, it is true that they are self-enlightened one. They enlighten without the help of any teachers. After their enlightenment, even though they are self-enlightened one, what is the difference between their enlightenment? Omniscient Buddha, self-enlightened one. Pacceka Buddha, solitary Buddha, self-enlightened one. Their enlightenments are not the same. Even though they are self-enlightened one, the qualities of those two or these two Buddhas are not the same. When the Pacceka Buddha, solitary Buddha, appears in the world, he could not teach people to enlighten as he enlightened. Only when the omniscient Buddha appeared in the world, he can teach people, not only humans but also celestial beings, devas and brahmas, to enlighten as he enlightened. What is the reason? Omniscient can teach others to enlighten as he enlightened. Pacceka Buddha can't. What is the reason? In the commentary, it is explained that the Pacceka Buddha, even though he is self-enlightened one, he can't teach other people to enlighten as he enlightened. It is given an example in the commentary. Pacceka Buddha is like a mute who dreamt. As he is a mute, as someone is mute, after he dreamt, can he say what he dreamt? No. In the same way, even though Pacceka Buddha is self-enlightened one, after his enlightenment, he can't express the Dharma into words. He can't explain the Dharma that yet penetrated into words. As you all know, for all of us, without hearing the explanation from those who know, we can't understand. For that reason, even though the Pacceka Buddha appeared in the world, he can't teach us the way leading to Nibbana. Only when the Buddha, omniscient Buddha, appeared in the world, he has such capability to do, to teach the way leading to Nibbana. So the third individual who attained supreme Nibbana, they attain Nibbana, or they attain enlightenment after hearing the teachings of the Buddha, and after hearing and following the teachings of the Buddha. By practicing the teachings of the Buddha, they enlighten. For the third individual who can attain enlightenment, they also need to fulfill Parami too. All of us need to fulfill Parami for our liberation, for our enlightenment, for our realization of the Dhamma. Do you want to realize the Dhamma? Do you want to make an end of suffering? Do you understand what is suffering? Do you want liberation? Do you know what is liberation? Do you want to realize the Dhamma? Do you know what is the Dhamma? Yeah, to realize the Dhamma, to make an end of suffering, to lead the way to liberation, to see the truth as they really are. We all need to fulfill noble qualities. What are noble qualities? They are called the 10 Paramis. Whatever you do, in whichever condition, if you have right understanding, you can fulfill Paramis even in your daily life. Even when you speak, you can fulfill 10 Paramis. Do you believe it? If you know, it is possible. But if you don't know, you can't. So today I will explain how to fulfill Paramis in your daily life. Explaining how to fulfill 10 Paramis. Do you remember what the 10 Paramis are? So there are 10 Paramis. Paramis are the noble qualities to be fulfilled. What are they? They are perfection of giving, perfection of morality, perfection of renunciation, perfection of wisdom, perfection of energy, or perfection of effort. Perfection of, another one is perfection of patience or forbearance. How many already? 6. What is number 7? Can you help me? Number 6, perfection of forbearance or patience. Number 7, perfection of truthfulness. Number 8, perfection of, what is number 8? Perfection of, I will repeat, maybe the numbers are not correct, I think. Perfection of giving, perfection of morality, perfection of renunciation, perfection of wisdom. How many? Perfection of effort or energy, and perfection of patience, okay? Perfection of truthfulness, and the perfection of determination, perfection of loving kindness, and perfection of equanimity. How many already? 10. You remember the time the Bodhisattva Hamid Sumedha received definite prophecy from the Dipangara Buddha. After receiving definite prophecy from the Dipangara Buddha, he knew himself that he is a bodhisattva. Also, bodhisattva, they know the sequences of paramis to be fulfilled. The sequences of the parami to be fulfilled appeared in their mind by themselves, without the help of anybody. It is also one of the qualities of the bodhisattva. It is very important to fulfill the paramis It is important to fulfill the paramis in the order taught by the Buddha. It is the sequences that has been known by the bodhisattva by himself. That the first parami that should be fulfilled must be fulfilled for those who want to enlighten is the perfection of giving. Why does the bodhisattva need to be fulfilled? The first need to be fulfilled the parami in these sequences. The first one, the perfection of giving. The perfection of giving and the perfection of morality, if you compare, which one is easy to be fulfilled? The perfection of morality or the perfection of giving? Giving. Do you agree with it? Yes. It is common to all. It is very common to all. It is the easiest one to be fulfilled. But it gives the least fruitful. It is common to all. It is the easiest one. It is the least fruitful. For that reason, the perfection of giving is taught as the first parami to be fulfilled. To fulfill the perfection of giving, we need 3 conditions. Without these 3 conditions, we can't do fulfilling the first parami, the perfection of giving. Do you know what the 3 conditions need to be met? There are three conditions to make an offering. There must be things to offer. There must be receiver. And there must be intention to offer. Even though you want to make an offering, if you have no things to offer, you can't. Even though you have things to offer, if there is no receiver, you can't. Even though you have two conditions, things and receiver, if you have no intention to offer, also it is impossible. For that reason, to make an offering, these three conditions must be met. Only at that time you can make an offering. You all know the benefit of giving. It gives its result, such as prosperity, or it gives its result such as wealth. After Buddha taught perfection, the first perfection of giving to be fulfilled, he taught the second perfection, the perfection of morality. Perfection of morality is taught immediately after the perfection of giving. What is the reason? Only when there is assist of morality, we can purify the perfection of giving. As the Buddha said, for those who are virtuous, it can fulfill the wish they want to be. If you make an offering based on morality, you can be fulfilled all your wishes because you practice giving accompanied by morality. Without the help of morality, if you practice giving, it cannot give great result. Because of this reason, Buddha taught morality immediately after giving. Giving accompanied by virtue is abundantly fruitful and beneficial. I repeat it. Giving accompanied by virtue is abundantly fruitful and beneficial. That's why the Buddha taught the perfection of morality after the perfection of giving. After the perfection of morality, Buddha taught the third Parami, the third perfection. What is it? What is it? Perfection of renunciation. What is renunciation? Renunciation means giving up attachment to living things and non-living things, or living an ordained life is fulfilling the perfection of renunciation. Without the aid of, without the help of, without the support of the third perfection, the perfection of renunciation, you cannot make the first and second perfection to be stable and strong. Without the aid of, without the assist of, or without the support of the third perfection, perfection of renunciation, you cannot really fulfill the first perfection, perfection of giving, and the second perfection, the perfection of morality. As renunciation is giving up attachment to living things and non-living things, when you are going to make an offering, if you can't give up attachment to the things you possess, can you make an offering? That's why without the aid of, or without the support of the perfection of renunciation, you can't make an offering. Also, without the support of the third perfection, the perfection of renunciation, do you think? What do you think? Can you practice morality really? So renunciation means giving up attachment to things you like, giving up attachment to living things and non-living things. Also staying away from things you like. Another one, living an ordained life, is called fulfilling, or it is fulfilling the perfection of renunciation. So when we practice 5 precepts, when we are going to observe 5 precepts, the first one, refraining from killing. You give up attachment. You give up your desire to do something. So to be able to practice morality, we must give up our desire to do this and that. So without fulfilling the third perfection, the perfection of renunciation, you can't practice morality. You can't refrain from killing. If you don't support the perfection of renunciation in your practice of morality, you can't really fulfill the perfection of morality. Refraining from stealing. Defilements. Wants to do this, wants to do that. Because of those defilements, our mind inclined doing this, inclined doing that. So we must give up all these attachment. Only when we can give up attachment to those things, attachment to the desire of the defilements at the time, we can practice the perfection of morality. Refraining from sexual misconduct. If you don't support the perfection of morality with the perfection of renunciation, you may break, or you may not be able to refrain from sexual misconduct. That's why, to make the perfection of morality stable and strong, we need the assist of the perfection of renunciation. Do you get it? Yes, that's why after the Buddha taught the first perfection, the perfection of giving, the second perfection, the perfection of morality, Buddha taught the third perfection, perfection of renunciation. Here, I want to share all of you. We all know about offering things to those who need. There are three types of gift. The first one is amisa dana, material gift. Second one, abhaya dana, a gift of fearless, a gift of harmlessness. And the third one, dhamma dana, a gift of dhamma. Amisa dana is offering non-living things such as food, books, and many other things. It is called amisa dana, a gift of material gift. What is a gift of fearlessness? You know, if you practice the perfection of, if you fulfill the perfection of morality, or if you practice morality, you can give a gift of fearlessness, a gift of harmlessness. As you refrain from killing, you give a gift of harmlessness. As you refrain from stealing, you give a gift of harmlessness. As you refrain from sexual misconduct, you give a gift of fearlessness, harmlessness. As you refrain from telling lies, you give a gift of harmlessness. As you refrain from taking intoxicants, you give a gift of harmlessness. This is superior to the material gift. How great! Don't you want to give such a gift? If you want, you need to fulfill the perfection of morality. As you all know, as I have told all of you, to do giving, we need three conditions. We can't get such three conditions all the time. To give, to make a mahadana, it is impossible to do every day. We need to collect money, you need to collect things, you need to find a place, you need to find a receiver, and you must have volition or intention to make an offering. But material gift is common to all, the easiest one. And it is the least fruitful. If you practice morality, you also can make an offering, or you can make a gift of harmlessness. It is superior. because of practicing morality, you can develop good temperament. Because of refraining from killing, you develop alobha instead of lobha. Non-greed, you develop non-greed. What do you think? Who's living or who will be more peaceful? Those who have so much greedy, those who are so greedy and those who are not greedy. Who will be more peacefully spend their lifetime? Those who have alobha, those who are not very greedy, they can live more peacefully. If you practice giving, because of practicing giving, you give up attachment to things that you develop non-greed. Because of practicing morality too, the first one, refraining from killing, because of practicing morality, you develop adosa. Because of refraining from stealing, you develop alobha. Because of refraining from sexual misconduct, you develop alobha. In the same way for other two, morality. For that reason, just by practicing the training of morality, or just by practicing morality, you can develop many good qualities. Also, you can make a gift of harmlessness. And to purify these former two perfections, you need to support them with the perfection of renunciation. Buddha taught the perfection of wisdom after the perfection of renunciation. Without the support of the perfection of wisdom, you cannot really do giving. You cannot really practice morality. Without the assist of the perfection of wisdom, you can't really maintain those good qualities to be fulfilled. Why do we make a giving? Because we understand the benefit of giving. It is because of the support of perfection of wisdom. Without understanding the benefit of giving, nobody will do such actions giving. In the same way, because we practice the perfection of morality, or we fulfill the perfection of morality, because we understand the benefit of practicing morality. That's why, if there is no right understanding on what we are doing, such as giving, morality, and renunciation, we can't make them stable and strong. We can't purify those good qualities. That's why Buddha taught that the fourth perfection, the perfection of wisdom, After, the perfection of giving, morality and renunciation. If you don't know the benefit of practicing renunciation, in other words, if you don't know the benefit of giving up things you possess, things you like, you can't practice the perfection of renunciation. Only because of understanding the benefit of practicing renunciation, you can really do the perfection of renunciation. Many, they can't choose to live ordained life. Why? Not because they have no understanding the benefit of living an ordained life. They understand the benefit, but they don't really understand. They know a little bit, they don't really understand. Because of this reason, they can't. They think, oh, living ordained life, very difficult. Cannot do this, cannot do that. Need to refrain from many things. Need to practice restraint. Yes, this is the essence of living ordained life. Because of being able to refrain from many things, we can live more peacefully. Because of refraining from doing many things, we can develop freedom. Do you know? Do you want freedom? What is freedom? At least if you practice the training of morality or the perfection of morality, you can develop freedom. Those who desire to kill, have they freedom? Those who are angry to do killing, have they freedom? No. When you are angry, you have no freedom. When you are greedy, you have no freedom. Freedom is what you can't ask from anybody. Freedom is what you must develop within. It is from within. So if you practice morality, you can develop freedom, freedom of mind. You refrain from killing, you refrain from stealing. That's why most of the time, desire to get something, desire to do something will not be with you strongly. You control your mind and you don't allow yourself to do something bad. Because of this reason, you can develop freedom too. That's why the more we understand the benefit of practicing giving, practicing morality, and making renunciation, the more we can do happily. How much we can do, it depends on how much we understand. The more we understand, the more we can do easily. Those who don't understand, they think practicing morality is torturing oneself. Have you ever heard about it? Yeah, many people say, I can't do whatever I like. That's why it is just torturing oneself. I can't practice. I will not do such thing. No, it is not torturing. It is training. It is practicing restraint. It is for happiness. It is not for dukkha. It is for sukha. They think it is for dukkha. That's why they have no right understanding. That's why even to do good things for them, they can't do. That's why if there is no support of the perfection of wisdom, we fail to do many good things. We can't maintain our goodness if we have no right understanding. That's why the perfection of wisdom is very important to maintain all the good qualities with us. That's why without the support of the fourth perfections, the perfections of wisdom, we can't really do all the good qualities. Even though we have right understanding, the benefit of practicing those paramis, giving, morality, renunciation. If we practice morality, to purify our morality, we need to make much effort. Right? We need to make much effort to restrain from those desire or those things. We must make an effort. That's why without making an effort, we can't practice morality. Without making an effort, we can't practice giving. True? We must make an effort, even to make a giving, to practice morality, to give up attachment to those living things and non-living things. In other words, the perfection of renunciation. To fulfill all these good qualities, we need to make an effort. That's why, just by understanding, you can't practice them. They need the support of the perfection of effort. That's why Buddha taught the fifth perfection after the perfection of wisdom. What is the fifth perfection? Perfection of energy. Very important. Without the support of the perfection of energy, we can't do those good things. That's why sometimes you have intention to go and listen to Dharma talk, but you don't want to make an effort. You are very lazy. Oh, it is rainy. Better I should not go. Better not to go there. It is rainy. Oh, it is so hot now. Better not to go. Okay? If there is no perfection, no support of the perfection of energy, you fail to do all the good things for you, for the happiness at the present, for the happiness in the future. That's why when you are going to do something, when you intend to do something good, and you make a change, oh, I will not go, I will not do. Please organize the mind and reflect. Am I practicing the perfection of energy? If it is not, please develop it, do it. Only then you can do. Right? That's why even though we want to do giving, even though we want to practice morality, even though we want to give up attachment to all the things, living and non-living things, even though we have understanding the benefit of them, if we have no support of the perfection of energy, we can't really do. That's why we need to support with the perfection of energy to be able to do successfully all those good qualities. So, if we make an effort, the more we make an effort, the more we feel tired, right? At that time, because of tiredness, we want to stop, we want to give up. At that time, Buddha said, we need to support with the perfection of patience. Okay? Now you see how important the sequence is. One support another. Without the support of the perfection of patience, when you feel tired of making an effort on giving, or related to morality, or giving up attachment to all living and non-living things, you can't fulfill all those paramis. That's why we all need to support all of them to be stable and strong, and to purify all those qualities. We need to support with the perfection of patience or perfection of forbearance. You all need to understand the characteristic of patience is acceptance. You must accept both desirable and undesirable. If you want to fulfill paramis, along the way you are doing good for yourself and others, for sure, you must expect to see both desirable and undesirable. When you see undesirable, if you have no patience, patience has the characteristics of acceptance. It has this character. If you practice the perfection of patience, you must develop the art of acceptance. Okay? Accepting is very important. If you can't accept all the desirable and undesirable things that you encounter along the way, you are fulfilling paramis. What will happen? You can't continue. You can't maintain your goodness. You can't maintain your good qualities. That's why we need to support the perfection of patience to all the formal paramis to be successfully fulfilled. Do you know how to develop the art of acceptance? Accepting is an art. When you see someone who used to complain, do you like him or her? You don't like. You want to make him change. Yeah, sometimes we can help them change. There may be many times we can't. At that time, you must develop the art of acceptance. You must practice this acceptance, accepting. If you accept him or her as it is, oh, she is like this, she is like that, he is like that, he will behave in this way because this is her character. If you accept, you can live more peacefully. That's why accepting is very important, as it is a characteristic of acceptance. If we practice the perfection of patience or forbearance successfully, if you want to practice it successfully, we need to develop, we need to know how to accept. Now, when I talk about accepting others, I need to talk about accepting oneself too. Do you accept yourself? Very important. If you don't accept you yourself, this is also a big problem. Big problem. With others, you will not be all the time with others. But with you yourself, it is all the time. That's why you must accept you yourself. To accept oneself, you need to do one thing more. This is related one. First of all, you need to know who you are. Do you know who you are? To accept, yes, important. But if you don't know who you are, how to accept? That's why, first of all, you all need to know who you are. You want to know who they are, right? You are very interested in many things, but you don't know who you are. You spend a lot of time studying this and that, to know this and that, but you are unaware of yourself to study who you are. Okay? Have you ever studied yourself? Yes, this is very important. You must learn from yourself. You must learn means you must learn from your mind. So related to this, I need to share all of you the words of the Buddha, quoting the words of the Buddha. Buddha said, Bhikkhus, if you are not skillful reading the habits of others' mind, it doesn't matter. I repeat it. If you are not being skillful in the habits of others' mind, it doesn't matter. You must be skillful reading the habits of your own mind. If you want to know who you are, first of all, what you need to do is to be skillful reading the habits of your own mind. We learn a lot from outside, but we don't know to do one important thing. It is to learn from our mind. If you observe your mind since morning till night, you can learn a lot. It is the greatest learning. Another way we can say, you all need best education, right? Yeah. If you observe your mind, you can get the best education. What nobody can teach you. What you must do by yourself. Cambridge University can't teach. Oxford University, he can't. The famous university in Singapore cannot. Only you, who can do it. If you observe your mind, you can improve a lot. You will improve real improvement. You can develop real development. Because of being skillful in the habits of your own mind, you know more and more who you are. if I explain this detail, it will be another talk. Let me stop talking about this. I will continue others. What are we talking about? We are talking about the perfection of patience, right? The patience has the characteristic of acceptance. So to accept oneself and to accept others is the way to develop right understanding and the way to make mature oneself, the way to live more peacefully, and the way to make an end of suffering too, because of understanding more and more oneself and others. Finally, you will see the way to live more peacefully and the right way to choose for your happiness at the present and for the future too. You can achieve or you can get a lot of benefit from learning from your mind. After the Buddha taught, the perfection of patience, Buddha taught the perfection of truthfulness. Without the support of the perfection of truthfulness, we can't purify all the former perfections. What is the perfection of truthfulness? Understanding the natural law of the Dharma. What is the natural law of the Dharma? Those who understand the natural law of the Dharma are those who understand that there is no beings, there is no soul, there is only cause and effect. Understanding natural law of the Dharma means understanding void of soul, void of beings, and void of permanent entity. Understanding that there are causes and there are effects. If you don't know how to support all the former perfections with the perfection of truthfulness, you can't really practice all the former good qualities. Natural law of the Dharma, which is void of soul, void of being. To make all of you understand, I will give an example telling one of the stories of our Bodhisattva. This story is told of Bodhisattva in the existence of a monkey. He saved a Brahmin who had fallen into a deep chasm. Exhausted by strenuous exertion to bring the man out of the danger, the Bodhisattva trustingly fell asleep in the lap of the man who he had saved. With an evil thought of eating the flesh of his rescuer, the wicked man hit the monkey's head with a stone. Without showing any anger and patiently bearing the injury on his head, the Bodhisattva continued his effort to save the man from the danger of wild beasts. He showed him the way out of the forest by drops of blood that fell on. He showed him the way out of the forest by drops of blood that fell as he jumped from tree to tree. You remember all. You all remember these. Why could the Bodhisattva do such difficult action? Can you do? Not easy. But if you understand the natural law of the Dharma, which is void of soul and being, you can practice such qualities too. For the Bodhisattva, who understand natural law of the Dharma, which is void of soul and being, who understand there is only cause and effect, for him, he thought this way. He is fulfilling paramis to be a self-enlightened Buddha, to have suffering beings, to make suffering beings free from suffering. He is fulfilling parami. Because of understanding the benefit of practicing these good qualities, and because of the perfection of patience, and because of the perfection of truthfulness. Truthfulness means understanding the natural law of the Dharma, which is void of being and soul. Natural law of the Dharma means understanding there are causes and their effects only. If there is no one who complains, can we get the opportunity to practice the perfection of patience? No. If there is no one who accuses us, is it possible to fulfill the perfection of forbearance? No. If we have no such opportunity, how can we fulfill such paramis? For Bodhisattva, in that life, as a monkey, he understood. Now, let me ask you one question. Who did such wrong deeds? Who is wrong? A Brahmin? Devadatta to be? What's your answer? Who is wrong? Who did wrong? Who makes such wrong deeds? Can you give me an answer? Maybe you may think that Brahmin, the wicked man, this is the one who did such wrong deed. Because of this reason, you will hate that person very, very strongly. You will be very angry with that person because you don't see the actual cause that make him do wrong. If you just see a person who does wrong, you can't forgive, you can't forget. But we can't forget, but we must forgive. So you must find out what is the actual cause that make him do such wrong deeds. Only at that time you can practice a perfection of patience, you, with the understanding of the natural law of the Dharma, which is void of beings and soul. Let me share you my understanding because of Buddha's teaching. It is not because we are being born as humans, we become a wise person. Also, it is not because we are being born as humans, we become a stupid one. It is just because we can't bring defilements under control, we become a stupid one. And also because we can bring defilements under control, we become a wise man. Do you agree with it? It is not because we are being born as a human being, we become a wise. Just because we can bring defilements under control, we become a wise man. It is not because we are being born as a human being, we become a stupid one. It's just because we can bring defilements under control, we become a stupid one. It's because we can't bring defilements under control, we become a stupid one. Right? That's why now, what is the cause of doing wrong actions? Person or defilements? Defilements is a cause of doing wrong actions. It is not that Brahmin that who did wrong. It is just because he can't bring his defilements under control. That's why he did wrong. The cause is not that person. The cause is the defilements. That's why understanding the natural law of the Dharma means understanding such causes and effects. Now you see, for the Bodhisattva, he understands that just because of that person's defilements, he did such wrong deeds. Because of that wrong actions, one day he is going to suffer for his bad actions. No need any punishment. If you make a punishment, you accumulated bad deeds again. The bad of others should not be ours. The unwholesome deeds of others should not be ours. Firstly, the one who did wrong is not you. Maybe other party. Because you can't bring under control, you can't bring your defilements under control, you react or you respond angrily, seriously. At that time, you change from the good condition to bad condition. That's why understanding natural law of the Dharma, which is void of soul and being, it is very, very important. Now, for the Bodhisattva, he thought this way because of this action, because of such wrong deeds made by the wicked man. Wicked man means the name given by those who wrote the commentary. But for the Bodhisattva, he thought this way, because of such wrong deeds that done by that person, I got the opportunity to practice the perfection of patience. Because of this, I'm going to be a Buddha in the future. You see, this is a cause that make him get the opportunity to practice another cause. Because of practicing the perfection of patience, he got the opportunity to fulfill the Parami, to be a self-enlightened one in the future. Because of this reason, he could practice what other people could not do easily. So if you reflect, you yourself to understand how beneficial to practice or to fulfill the perfection of truthfulness, which understand natural law of Dharma. If you understand this, you become brave enough to maintain your own goodness. Now you see, the Bodhisattva, who saved a person from the danger. Is it good deeds or bad deeds? It is good. It is wholesome deeds. We all need to maintain such goodness. But if we don't understand the natural law of Dharma, we can't maintain our goodness. We may think, she did wrong. She did something wrong towards me. I will revenge. At the time, you fail to maintain your goodness. That's why to be able to maintain your goodness, you must always think about the beauty of practicing the perfection of truthfulness. You see the beauty? Very beautiful. Okay? So without the support of the perfection of truthfulness, we can't practice all those good things. How many perfections have I finished? 7. What is number 8? Perfection of determination. Even though we know the benefit of fulfilling the perfection of truthfulness, if there is no support of the perfection of determination, we can't maintain